View area into around Georgetown. Going to go back to our velocity mode here, becoming a little bit less distinct. Let me see if I can switch over here to Morristown radar. That'll give us a better view. And indeed, we are seeing again a collection of the red and green developing there, making its way over to the east-northeast. Again, if you're just tuning in and joining us, we have our first tornado warning of the evening. Hopefully, again, it will be the last one, but we are going to be having to watch with information coming in from the National Weather Service to give us an idea as to what's going on. This, again, is a tornado warning, which means it is detected by radar. That's why we're on here with that red and green color you see. That's the spin inside the storm. May not be a touchdown at this point. We may not even see a touchdown of this particular cell to the ground. It looks like it is moving east at approximately 40 miles per hour. So we're going to zoom out a little bit here and going to give a little bit more of an idea as to what's going on with the potential out there for this storm heading on through. Let's see if we can get storm track information on here so we can tell people about what's going on here. This storm, again, roughly in this area and moving to the east at about 40 miles per hour. So that's going to put this system into and around the area of Sanford, 2:37 a.m., 2:38, Georgetown, Riceville, Luskville, Poplar Hill, 2:43, Claxton, 2:44, Double Springs, South Liberty, 2:45, 2:47 at Piney Grove, Dentville, 2:48, Beth Salem, 2:49, Mount Cumberland around 2:50 a.m., New Bethel, Good Springs, Wesleyana, 2:51, Goosetown, 2:52, and 2:53 at numerous locations: Carlock, Balltown, Addison, Seven Cedars, and the Williamsburg area. This is News 12 Live with a tornado warning in effect until 3:15 Eastern Time. So we've got about another 35 minutes, give or take, with this particular tornado warning that is sitting in the southeastern Tennessee counties. And again, in that flashing red box, that is where we've got the possibility of a tornado moving through the area. Again, indoors, lowest floor of whatever structure you happen to be in, located at. If you've got a basement, great, go there. If you don't have a basement, lowest floor of whatever structure you happen to be on, and the central part of whatever structure you happen to be there. Get away from the exterior walls, find a bathroom, find a kitchen cabinet, find a closet, find a crawl space, something that's going to be centrally located. When I go talk to schools around the area about severe weather safety, I tell them, remember the game of tic-tac-toe. The person who puts the first mark in the central part of the hashtag area is usually the one that's going to win the game, and you need to apply that same idea to, again, severe weather safety. You want to be in the more centrally located area of that house, and that's going to protect you from debris flying in if the tornado has touched down already. Cedar Springs, Georgetown, Riceville, again, we're looking at this particular portion of the cell right through here, and this also, again, is where we are watching this area right through around Sanford, somewhere right in here. That shows the inflow of drier air making its way into that portion of the storm, which means that a good portion of this storm is rotating. It is spinning in general, and that's helping to spin up this possibility of a tornado in this location. So again, we are watching this very carefully with the help of the National Weather Service to give you an idea as to what is going on. This is a fairly potent, decently small storm, and the rotation on the inside of it has been well tracked here for about the last 15-20 minutes or so. Time is coming up on 2:40 Eastern Time. This tornado warning is in effect until 3:15 Eastern Time. So again, definitely want to keep it tuned to News 12 for more information on this. We'll give you updates from the National Weather Service as we happen to get them, but for right now, we are not seeing anything updating at this time. The severe thunderstorm warning for south central Ray and northeastern Hamilton counties is canceled. So again, the storm moving out of that particular location, but we do not have an update on the tornado warning, which we're watching with this particular cell through here. Thank you for joining us. Hopefully you've been keeping track of the weather throughout the entire evening, and we've been doing our best to bring you more details as to what may be going on. Going to change the rotation here, going upwards a little bit, and again seeing that possibility of rotation right between Lamontville, Sanford, and down to around the area of around Riceville. So what we're looking at is right in this area here where we may see the possibility of a tornado. This is surrounded by rain. It is going to be very difficult to see, so don't go outside and look for this thing. You want to stay in a place of safety. You want to stay away from where this storm is. So if this is your location, south and west of the Athens area, west of Addison, west of the Etowah area, and north of Charleston, that's where we're again watching this particular cell moving through that may possibly contain a tornado, which is basically going right across I-75 at this time, just to the northwest of Sanford. Now this looks, Athens, you are in the warning area, but it looks like most of this is going to be tracking basically due east at about 40 miles per hour. So far, Alta Vista, Athens, Mount Verde, Clear Springs, Allen, Manila, Englewood, back toward Chistui, Bethlehem, you should be mainly out of the path of this storm, but I would not take that as a license to say, okay, everything's clear. We still have, again, the potential of something happening right in this location. Again, that tornado probably making its way over I-75 for right now. If you're just tuning in and joining us again, a tornado warning has been issued. The tornado warning, new update from the National Weather Service in Morristown. Tornado warning for southwestern Meigs County has been canceled. The tornadic thunderstorm which prompted the warning has now moved out of the warned area, and therefore the warning has been canceled. Again, that's southwestern Meigs County for this storm that is now tracking east at approximately 40 miles per hour. This is going to be going mainly south of Athens. The storm itself, Athens, is right on the northern edge of this tornado warning. But if you're in that area of Athens, anywhere around that, I would be in a safe place, and I would stay there just to make certain, again, until the warning is lifted. Even though the bulk of the storm is going to be heading south of you, some of the rest of that storm north of Riceville and west of Cedar Springs may be impacting the Athens area. And again, for right now, the storm itself showing that particular cell. Let me go back to Morristown radar here, which may give us just a little bit more of an idea as to what's happening. Some pretty good amounts of lightning around Athens at this time, probably lit up with lightning and thunder there. And again, Riceville, right around the area south of Georgetown, that's where we're looking in that area of red and green of a potential tornado making its way through. So if you have any plans out there for travel into the rest of the morning, you're going to be running into thunderstorms like this. Could be, again, the potential of severe weather, could be the potential of anything in the way of debris flung out onto the roadways. So make certain that, again, that you are paying attention to your whatever's in front of you there. Again, this is where we're going to be seeing the potential for worse conditions out there for the rest of the rest of the morning hours, again, for right now. So we do not have anything going on in the way of reports from the National Weather Service that say that we have anything touching down at any point in time. We'll continue again to monitor to see what is going on. Apologies to everybody. Did not realize that we have a bit of a problem. Okay, hopefully you should be able to hear me now on YouTube. Had some upgrades to our software, and unfortunately some things got disconnected that should not have been and were not reconnected again. for right now, for the time being. Let's see, Sherry Stacy RN on YouTube. Why are you not live on Facebook? Personally, I'm not live on Facebook because Facebook kicked me off over a year ago, and getting reestablished as meteorologist Austin Onick, I am not able to be on there. And unfortunately, we do not have the ability to go live with Facebook here at the Weather Center. We can do YouTube, we can do Twitch, and we can go directly to our website, WDEF.com. But unfortunately, we are not live on Facebook at this time because of the fact that we have had some problems with, again, a little bit going on with Facebook and the whole Meta situation. So unfortunately, for right now, we are not going to be on Facebook for the time being. Once again, if you're just joining us, we have a severe thunderstorm warning, northern Hamilton County, which has been canceled for the time being, and we now have that tornado warning now making its way over northern Bradley County, southern Meigs County, and now into McMinn County, and that has now been extended back over toward the Monroe County area. So that storm is making its way toward your location, heading east again at approximately 40 miles per hour. So that storm is on a pretty steady path at this point. We have had no indications of anything involving touchdowns. We'll continue to monitor from the National Weather Service to let you know more about what is going on with that particular tornado warning. Again, that is for just outside of Meigs County, McMinn County, and now into Monroe County. That is in effect until 3:15. We still have the tornado watch in effect for most of the southeastern part of Tennessee in the News 12 viewing area until 4 o'clock this morning. So if you have any plans again for travel, you're going to have to deal with the potential of more in the way of problems with storms out there. Gusty winds on the roadways could also again be the possibility of more tornadoes out there as well. The good news is that at this time we are seeing a lessening of the severe weather threat as it moves on through. We should be downgraded to a marginal threat of severe weather as we get into the rest of Saturday morning. Unfortunately, on Sunday, the threat revisits the area, and we could be looking at the potential of even more severe weather as we go into Monday. Granted, it is going to be a very marginal threat out there, about a 1 out of 5, but it is going to, again, be something to watch out for as we go into the rest of the next couple of days out there. Let's go back and get back to reflectivity and show you the entire News 12 viewing area. We still have, again, the tornado warning that's in effect for Monroe and McMinn counties with that one storm between Athens and Etowah. Again, I hope I'm saying that correctly right there. The storm appears to have lost some of its sharpness, but it is still, again, a good potential that we are seeing more in the way of tornadoes possible there. Okay, the tornado warning for northern Bradley County, that has been canceled, so good news from the National Weather Service, Morristown, which covers that particular area, but we are still watching, again, a fairly powerful storm right in this particular location, dropping a possible tornado. It looks like just to the east of the Sanford area and just south of Athens at this time. So if you are in this location, right where that notch is in the storm, that storm again moving east at approximately 40 miles per hour. So this storm is going to again make its way through the Good Springs area by 2:55, North Etowah 2:57, East Etowah 2:58, Zion Hill 2:58, Conestoga at 3:01 a.m., toward about the Macedonia area at 3:03, Nonneberg at 3:03 as well, down toward Prospect at 3:06, Mecca at 3:06, and Arden around 3:08. Again, if you're just tuning in, tornado warning east of Chattanooga for this cell that is again making its way east at approximately 40 miles per hour. Bradley County has been dropped from the tornado warning, as have a couple of other locations. This again is going just south of Athens for right now. So we are seeing the worst of the worst, mostly to the south of the area from, again, Athens, Tennessee. Again, most of the cell is going that direction, but Athens has now been cleared from that tornado warning. You're still under that severe thunderstorm warning, so there is, again, the potential for the worst weather now between Cedar Springs and Athens Probability of very heavy rainfall, could be the potential of some heavy amounts of hail in there as well. Don't forget that, again, earlier tonight and well back to our northwest, some of these storms were reporting a lot of very large hail, 2-3 inches plus. Some reports of around the area close to St. Louis, Missouri, picking up again a decent amount of a couple of grapefruit-sized hailstones. And that is some very powerful amounts of storms. Our hail tracker system is showing again in those purple swaths. That is where we see again the best possibility of anything involving the potential of hail in that area. So from just south of Athens down through Piney Grove, north of Balltown, Double Springs, and west of Grady, Addison, and Zion Hill, some very good hail signatures showing up at this time. That is where the strongest portion of that storm is located. Mostly, again, Athens, you are located right here, and the worst part of the storm down to your south and east, now passing over into around portions of southeastern Meigs County. But we are looking at the potential of some of that hail passing its way on through. Going to take one look here and see if we have had anything in the way of touchdowns. The fancy name for this is called correlation coefficient, and what this does is it looks for anything in the way of colors. This is a very warm color palette, oranges and reds and purples and things of that nature, but what we're looking for is the cooler areas out there, and we're not seeing anything. And if we were seeing something, we would expect it to be, again, somewhere in this area that could show that something was hit and debris was being lofted up into the atmosphere. We are not seeing that. That is definitely some good news. I wish I could say that was the case all the way around the rest of the United States. Damage and fatalities in St. Louis, in Midtown St. Louis, in the last several hours, including 5 people that were killed by the storms, according to the information we've gotten there. So this is going to be a possibility of some very large amounts of severe weather coming on through. Again, this has been a very active evening. See, we'll switch over here for just a moment. I'm going to go from high top back to Morristown radar. That's going to give us a better idea as to what's going on. Again, Athens, Tennessee, one of the bigger cities in this location, located now to the north and west of this storm as it goes a little bit farther to the east. So if you are in the path of this storm, that is where, again, you want to be in a safe place if at all possible. Let's go out to the entire viewing area and again give you an update as to what is going on for those of our viewers who are just joining us at this time. Western North Carolina, nothing going on. Northwest Georgia, nothing going on. Northeastern Alabama, nothing going on at this point. But this entire line that you see going on back to the north of us, that whole line is starting to make its way through. It's dropping down toward the south and developing more showers and thunderstorms ahead of it, and that is why we have the tornado watch in effect for the area for right now. For, again, areas east of I-75, the particular heavy amount of the storm right around Athens and to the south and to the east, that is the worst activity that we've got for right now. The heaviest part of the storm around Addison, Tennessee. We'll plot this out, do a storm track, take it 40 miles an hour to the east. And again, this is where the storm is expected to be heading through. The tornado warning is in effect again until 3:15, so we've got just about another 25 minutes to go on this particular cell that we have been watching here for about the last, give or take, about 30 minutes or so, noticing a very good amount of rotation passing on through that area just west of I-75 and now right around the Addison area, Grady. Going to go to the storm relative velocity, and we show again that right now the storm itself is, thank you very much, the heaviest possibility of anything in the way of rotation is that red and green area for right now. So again, we have the potential for anything in that location picking up the possibility of maybe a tornado there, and that again heading to the east. So Berger 258, another few minutes. Macedonia 258 as well. Liberty Hill 259 into the 3 o'clock hour. Prospect 301 to Mecca. Excuse me in advance. Excuse me, allergies are really giving me grief these days. As for right now, again, the storm making its way to the east, and that's going to be taking it right north of North Carolina and up to the Tennessee state line as it goes through Monroe County, heading off to the east and eventually into western North Carolina. So if you're in any of these areas listed here, that is where we are seeing the potential for that storm again making its way to the east for right now. Let me see, it sounds like audio is back on YouTube, and it looks like hopefully it never left us on Twitch. So, so far so good on that. We'll do what we can to make certain that we've got everything in the way of audio and video online coming your direction. Apologies, but when you're the online producer, host, camera, audio, all wrapped up into one, occasionally some things fall by the wayside. So thanks to everybody for joining us for online bits of information as to what is going on for this morning. And again, if you're just joining us, we have a tornado warning in effect until 3:15 for McMinn County and also into western Monroe County, Tennessee. That's the only tornado warning that we have in effect at this time. That, again, is where we're watching very carefully. We also have a line of storms back to the west of that from Spring City down past Dunlop and around the area to the east of I-24 into around the area of southeastern Grundy County and now just barely into the area of northwestern Hamilton County, well north of the Chattanooga area. We're mainly, again, just concentrating on the tornado warning. So far, again, little, if anything, the rest of the viewing area not seeing a problem. Anything south of the Tennessee line, very much on the quiet side. Hardly anything showing up in the way of rainfall at this point. Information handed to me here, a special weather statement for half-inch hail, again, around the area of North Hamilton and around Dayton in that area. So again, this particular cell here could be dropping the possibility of half-inch hail. We'll clear this off for a second and go back to our hail mosaic and see if there's anything showing up there. It does not look like it, but there is a track of hail going from around Franklin and Lincoln counties back to around the Dunlap area, and again another swath of hail back from south of Dayton over toward Etowah and south of the Athens area. So we do have a possibility of seeing some hail out of this, and the worst amounts of hail that we can see so far, again, we've had no reports of anything in that area coming down just yet, but this early in the morning and this possibility of stronger storms taking place, we really want to make certain everybody's indoors and not hopping outside to try to take a look and see what they can find in the way of damage or hail. While this storm is in motion, you want to be in a place of safety. So again, we're looking at the storm in the eastern part of Meigs County, now heading into western areas of Monroe County. We're using the National Weather Service radar from Morristown because that is a much closer radar than what we see from the High Top, Alabama site. And we do see a little bit of a spreading out of the curve right now when it comes to that area. We were getting a pretty good signature earlier. There is just a little bit more of a signature. It's not quite as intense as it was earlier, but right in that area there from bright green to dark green, Zion Hill, Addison, Grady, north of Etowah, south of Englewood. That, again, somewhere right in there is a good possibility of where we're seeing the actual tornado. Statement from the National Weather Service, the tornado warning for north central Polk County that was in effect it has been lifted at this point in time. It's a little bit farther out of our area, so we're not seeing any concern out of that. The tornado capable of producing the storm capable of producing a tornado located near Etowah, 8 miles southeast of Athens. This was just about 2 minutes ago. Could be, again, the potential of quarter-sized hail and, again, flying debris out of this particular cell that you're looking at here right smack in the middle of your screen. Going to go to storm relative velocity. That gives us at least a little bit better idea as to what's going on. What we're looking at is this area of red against this area of green, and that shows what is called a couplet. That gives us an idea as to what we may be looking at out there for the potential of anything involving a rotation taking place. So somewhere again, as that rotation spins around, the tornado is somewhere between Zion Hill, Addison, Grady, and Etowah, and that's again going to be moving to the east at approximately 40 miles an hour. So Berger, Mecca, Ebenezer, Jalapa, hope I'm saying that right. I know I'm probably slaughtering some of these names. Forgive me, I'll get them straightened out later. Conestoga Mill and north of Bullet Creek, that is where we're seeing the worst of the worst activity again for right now. So that is where we're seeing the tornado. Athens, Tennessee, up here to the north and west of the passing storm, which again is heading over to the east and is going to be making its way within about the next, I'd say, 15 minutes or so toward about the area of western Monroe County. It's basically knocking on the doorstep right now. So doing a new storm plot, again, estimating 40 miles per hour as the storm moves on through. That is where you want to be in a safe place as much as you possibly can. Again, this is not something you want to be messing around with. Tornadoes at nighttime are very dangerous to deal with, and you do not want to go out and go spotting for these things. They could be rain wrapped like a curtain. You cannot see anything until the storm's right on top of you, and then it's entirely too late. So you want to make certain you stay as safe as you possibly can while you're out there. So again, please stay in a safe location until this tornado warning has expired or has been canceled by the National Weather Service. So we'll continue to monitor to see what is going on out there from the National Weather Service in Morristown. That right there is the main reason we are on the air. Time is 1 minute past 3 o'clock Eastern Time, 2 o'clock Central Time, plus 1 minute for our friends at the FCC. This is WDEF TV News 12 in downtown Chattanooga, Tennessee. You want to make certain all the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted there to make certain everybody's nice and legal for our top of the hour IDs. McMinn and Monroe counties, again, this storm making its way over the county line, which is right through here, right around Macedonia and Berger, east of Etowah. That is where we are seeing, again, the worst activity. The storm is going to be in the next several minutes is going to continue to head upwards in elevation. The hills and the mountains continue to get steeper. So as this storm continues to make its way east-northeast, it's going to head into increasingly steeper terrain and also a lot more rural territory out there. So not too much in the way of anything in the way of clusters of cities together, but there are still, as you can see as we zoom in here and keep our eyes on this particular potential of a tornado, there's several towns out there that this could affect. So Ebenezer, Tellico Plains, Rafter, Cityco, Belltown, Acorn, in that area. I would be watching very carefully, and again, please make certain that you are ready to get to a place of safety. Again, the tornado warning has been reduced to this red polygon that's blinking off and on. That is the current area under the tornado warning until 3:15. I would watch downstream into the rest of south central, and eastern Monroe County. If this continues to head your direction, which it looks like it's going to, if this manages to hold together, then this particular location around the area of Monroe County may wind up with a brand new tornado warning coming up here in about the next 5 to 10 minutes, according to the National Weather Service. So again, please remain in a safe place out there. We're just not seeing much of anything else. That's the only tornado warning we've gotten. Hopefully it'll be the only one. The problem we've got is that any of these storms that form ahead of the main line, those are the storms that can be the more powerful, and in this type of atmosphere, that is where we can see the worst of the worst taking place. So that, again, are the storms we're going to have to watch. So the main line coming on through, that's going to generally make its way through the area, and then those storms that form right along and ahead of that line, those are the storms which could be particularly severe. So north of Chattanooga, Spring City, Dayton, Dunlap, into around Sequatchie, Bledsoe, and Ray counties. I would watch these cells with a lot of interest to make certain that, again, you're in a safe place as these go on through. Now, concentrating on Chattanooga, I think I just saw a new tornado warning being issued somewhere well northeast of us. We'll take a look at that in just a little bit. This line, again, is starting to drop to the south and to the east. So that's going to be going through Bryant, Cedar Springs, Whitwell, Comfort, Kettner Mill, and eventually down toward Jasper and I-24. We do not see anything happening for Chattanooga immediately, but we do see, again, rocking back and forth on the time frame here. More potential of those storms coming on through. We're also seeing something kind of unique over here. Watching this particular, doesn't look like much for right now. Altamont, Tullahoma, back toward Cornersville, that green line right there that appears to be an outflow boundary. We're going to be watching that with a lot of interest because that's part of the front, in front of the front, so to speak. That is a gust front that is kind of shaken off by the storms themselves. They are starting to collapse a little bit in front of that line, and that line that we're watching, again, going right through here, that could help in front of that line to develop even more activity that possibly stretches all the way back here, which is what is helping to create these thunderstorms. So again, that is something to really kind of watch out for in advance of that line, down around I-24, halfway between Chattanooga and Nashville, right along that area where it gets pretty mountainous. We might be looking for some more problems coming our way there. Once again, if you are just joining us again for Chattanooga and Hamilton County down here, we're going to go back into the area around Etowah, which is a tornado warning until 3:15. So we've got about 9 minutes to go on this particular cell until we get an update from the National Weather Service about any cancellations taking place. And so far, we haven't heard anything for quite some time. The boundary between Meigs and Monroe County is the county line right through here. So most of this storm is making its way just across that county line. Berger, Arden, Ebenezer, Mecca in that area. And still looking, it's much broader than it used to be, but we are still seeing, again, that green-red combination right around Berger and Mecca. That is where we may be looking at the potential for a tornado in that location. Again, that is going to be heading to the east at approximately 40 miles per hour. So we'll plot the center portion of that going out again east at about 40. Mount Harmony by 3:15, Tellico Plains at 3:20, Tellico Beach, pardon me, at 3:22, Belltown at 3:24, Rafter 3:29, Chestnut Valley 3:30 arrival time, also at Wachisi 3:30, and the Sitico area at 3:34 a.m. all times Eastern. So tornado warning again for the area of extreme southeast Meigs and now western Monroe County. That is in effect until 3:15. Most of that storm has left southeast Meigs County and will be crossing over into and around the area of western Monroe County coming up here. So most of what we're seeing for right now of that particular cell, that's the best possibility of a tornado. We do not have any reports in regards to any touchdowns, and it's more than likely possible that we will not get any of that because of the fact that, again, it's nighttime and these things are next to impossible to spot this early in the morning and without any good amount of light around. And if these systems are rain wrapped to where like a curtain covering a sculpture, you can't see it unless you draw the curtain back. And now is not the time to go out and be taking a look, stumbling around in the dark to find anything in the way of a storm. So storm chasers out there, wannabe storm chasers especially, you need to be staying exactly where you are. Storm chasing on a night like this is not a good idea. We're starting to lose the focus of what we're seeing here where it comes to that possible tornado from the area of what is called velocity. We do not have that much, and let me go back to Morristown here. Okay, we are getting some pretty good amounts of display here, and we've got kind of a hole in our data which seems to suggest that we've got somewhere in the way of rotation right in here, crossing through Ebenezer, now pretty solidly into western Monroe County. That tornado warning now continues in effect there. It's possible National Weather Service in Morristown will drop Meigs County from the tornado warning, or they may extend the tornado warning into and around the area of southern Monroe County, Tennessee, which is right in the middle of your screen. But for right now, again, the tornado warning for Monroe and McMinn County, pardon me, not Meigs, McMinn County, continues again until 3:15. We've got about another 6 minutes on that, and we should be getting an update from the National Weather Service in regards to what may be coming our way. Okay, here we go. This is the update we've been waiting for. The tornado warning for southeastern McMinn and southwestern Monroe will expire at 3:15. The storm which prompted the warning has moved out of the area, therefore the warning will be allowed to expire. However, gusty winds are still possible with this thunderstorm. And please remember, again, from the National Weather Service Morristown, that a tornado watch remains in effect until 4 a.m. for East Tennessee. So please keep that in mind. Again, that lone tornado warning blinking away there in McMinn and Monroe counties. But most of what we're seeing now, again, the tornado warning will be allowed to expire into and around the 3:15 area. Now, here's what I was talking about just a minute ago, but there's a lot of data on the screen. Note again the position of this tornado warning between McMinn and Monroe counties. Here's what I'm really concerned about for right now. Anything over into and around this area of Monroe County, central and eastern Monroe County, there is no warning here, and according to the National Weather Service, they are not planning on extending the warning. So that is semi-good news. But if you're in this area to the right around where it says Monroe for Monroe County, central and eastern parts of Monroe County, I would say be ready to get to shelter just in case. That storm again, upslope, heading up into the hills and valleys and the taller, more mountainous areas of East Tennessee. It is possible that we could see another warning being issued. Now, we're going to plan, telling my director, Sol, we'll be going off the air a couple minutes after the warning expires. We'll wait for this to expire, but we'll just wait until the National Weather Service in Morristown makes up their mind. So we'll stick with that for a little bit. Late night live television, you got to plan ahead for this as much as you possibly can. Again, the tornado warning is in effect for about the next 4 minutes for McMinn and Monroe counties, and the latest information from the National Weather Service in Morristown saying the warning will be allowed to expire as of 3:15 Eastern time. So definitely want to stay tuned, and we'll keep you advised as to that one right there. I'm going to go back to the radar live analysis there. We're still getting, there's some very, very bright colors that we're looking at as that rotation passes on by. So it looks like it's starting to kind of spread out by just a little bit as that rotation moves on through. But again, anywhere in this area, Tellico Plains, Belltown, south of Bethlehem, and east of Ebenezer, it's a good possibility we still have some rotation there. Some of that is heading upwards into the atmosphere as it gets pushed upwards by the local topography. But again, somewhere in here, that is still a pretty good signature. It's a lot less focused than what it used to be. But again, anything to the east of that, especially as you go into and around central and southern parts of Monroe County. If you live around Citico, southeast of Belltown, Rafter, Wachese, northeast of Sandy Lane, I would watch this very carefully and be prepared again to get to a place of safety as soon as you possibly can. That is still a pretty intense storm, and don't forget that we've had a decent amount of lightning out there for the last several hours as these storms make their way on through. All right, it looks like right now that is a severe thunderstorm warning that covers over basically all of that area of southern Monroe County. Central and southern Monroe County will be going under that severe thunderstorm warning, and that will remain in effect until 3:30 Eastern time. Is there a secondary one there? Yes, it looks like, again, southeastern Monroe counties, that severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect again until 3:30. Okay, the tornado watch in effect until 4 a.m. but severe thunderstorm warning to replace the tornado warning, that will continue again until 3:30 Eastern. So we should see in about the next minute or so. What we're going to be watching for here, we'll keep this up here for a minute, is this tornado warning will be dropping off the screen. And then as soon as we feel comfortable with the idea that the National Weather Service in Morristown is not going to reissue a tornado warning, which is always possible, and one of the reasons why we kind of linger a little bit to give the National Weather Service an opportunity to do so. But again, when they issue a statement saying they are going to let a warning expire, they're usually pretty certain about what the situation is. So we do not see anything taking place back to the east. Let's go back again to the rest of the News 12 viewing area. We'll go out to the entire market and again give you a wide screen view as to what is going on. We do have again some developing showers, and let's get the lightning markers back in there. Heaviest thunderstorm lightning with the cell now into Monroe County. And again, around the area just north of Chattanooga, we are watching new cells develop, some flashes of lightning there. Most of that lightning with that heavier cell up around Spring City, Dayton, south of I-40, and that also moving to the east. Not seeing any signs of anything involving tornadic weather with those cells passing on through. Let me switch over to Nashville real quick. And just want to make certain that we're not seeing anything in the way of developing cells like we did beforehand. And so far, looks relatively okay. I would watch these cells as they come on through. Just again, make certain your National Weather Service radio is ready to go to make certain that everything is working so you can get warnings as necessary on there. We will continue to monitor here throughout the rest of the Saturday morning area to keep you advised as to what's happening. But again, for right now, it looks like good news that the severe weather for right now is starting to come to an end because the tornado warning has officially been dropped by the National Weather Service in Morristown. So we are now clear of the potential for anything involving tornadoes, but severe thunderstorm warnings have been issued for that same area of Monroe County. And just now, a new severe thunderstorm watch has been issued for northeastern Alabama. That is in effect until 10 o'clock Central Time, 11 o'clock Eastern Time. So we've got numerous areas of potential severe weather. Again, these storms making their way down to the south. It's a good possibility that what you're looking at here will be dropped within the hours preceding that. But again, the watch continues until officially 10 o'clock Central. It's possible they'll drop that again within the next few hours. As we've been watching for the last couple of hours, we have seen again the amount of counties in the tornado watch. They have been dropped around Middle Tennessee, Nashville, no longer under the tornado watch. The tornado watch cleared east of Memphis and down into northwestern Mississippi, but it still extends all the way back over into around Johnson City, Knoxville, and the Morristown area, and up into extreme southwestern Virginia. So we do have a numerous amount of watches out there, and that is going to be, again, something to watch out for the rest of the night. So again, please remember that tornado watch in effect until 4 o'clock Eastern Time, and we'll continue to monitor for that new severe thunderstorm watch being issued until 10 o'clock Central Time Saturday morning. So that is something that we're going to have to, again, keep an eye on for the time being. So far, it looks like things are decently quiet. Again, central and southern Monroe counties in extreme eastern Tennessee. You are now under a severe thunderstorm warning, and that is in effect until 3:30. And for our viewers in northeastern Alabama, DeKalb and Jackson counties in the News 12 viewing area, you are now under a severe thunderstorm watch. And again, that is in effect until 10 o'clock in the morning. So we've got a lot keeping us busy here. So we're going to go ahead and wrap it up and send it back to regular programming. No information more forthcoming from the National Weather Service at this time. And again, please remember those watches in effect mean severe weather could be a potential problem at just about any point in time throughout the rest of the morning. So have your severe weather plan ready to go, know where to go to protect yourself should a warning be issued for your area. And again, for Chattanooga and southern Hamilton County down around this area, this entire line is just about ready to move into that particular area of Chattanooga, heading to the southeast. So we'll be looking for more in the way of heavy weather coming on through, and it looks like even more lightning starting to develop from these storms. So they are relatively healthy, and they could begin to give severe weather potential out there at just about any point in time. We're going to cease streaming on Twitch and YouTube for right now. And of course, if necessary, we will be back on the air to let you know, especially with any tornado warnings taking place, and also streaming on our website. Stay tuned for more details there at WDEF.com/weather. I'm Chief Meteorologist Austin Onek, live and direct from the News 12 studios in downtown Chattanooga. Time is 20 minutes past 3 o'clock Eastern Time. We'll keep you updated throughout the rest of the morning. Please be weather aware and stay safe, and we'll help you again with the information right here on News 12. Thanks for joining us. Stay weather aware, and we now take you back to regular programming.